Hey guys, Jarek and Komodo here, and hey, I'm playing some Titanfall. So, I did get Titanfall, I got a pretty decent promotion on it, and, you know, if I'm getting money off of it, why not? I'll probably record plenty of it and just kind of use this as a time waster like I do for Call of Duty. And, well, that's pretty much what it is, so... I've been getting a lot of people recently asking me, is Titanfall good? And... you kind of are giving that face like, I really don't care.
I can't say that I do.
Yeah, like, I was kind of feeling the same way, to be honest, because it was one of those games that I didn't necessarily hate, but it really wasn't too interesting to me either.
I can agree with that wholeheartedly. Again, like, I don't hate it, or the fact that people like it, or have been hyping it. It just doesn't hold my interest. I have zero interest in this game.
See, the thing is, people have been asking me, is this game good? And really, it depends on what you're looking for in a game. If you're one of those people that just wants to sit down, relax, and have fun while you're playing a game, basically just want to play something casually to waste time, then you're probably really going to like this game. But if you're someone like me that when you start getting into a game, you really start getting competitive, you want there to be a learning curve, and you want there to be some pretty heavy balance, yeah, this isn't a game you're going to be looking into. You know, and I kind of feel the same way about the whole Call of Duty franchise in general. Now, I despise Infinity Ward Call of Duties, but when it comes to Treyarch Call of Duties, I can play them and have fun. And, you know, usually I just use those as a good time waster, and I can't say they're bad games. I mean, I really can't, just as I can't say Titanfall's a bad game. Because it legitimately is a pretty decent game, and there are some things that did stand out to me. The art design is definitely very interesting.
I haven't seen enough of it to really know that.
I mean, if you just look at the maps, one thing I can say is it definitely looks like the textures are a lot better in the final game than they were in the beta.
Oh god, that guy flew at you.
Yeah, well, at least I actually shot him, unlike Battlefield 4. Shotgun bolts just would have went straight through people. Yeah, at least the game's finished. I mean, it's got that going for it over Battlefield 4, so...
Yeah, can't say much there.
I forgot what I was even talking about. That's an entirely different rant about how Battlefield 4 is still fucking broken.
And that's why I haven't bought that game, and I probably never will. It's
a long way off before Battlefield 4 is finished. It really is.
Oh my god, do you still have, like, the boot of death?
Yep.
Yes!
That's not something I get particularly excited about, just because there's so much bullshit. It's a Call of Duty knife all over again.
I'm sorry, but your Titan looks fucking rickety.
Rickety?
Yeah, it looks like it was made out of fucking scrap metal and duct tape.
Well, they last about as long. I mean, you can survive quite a ways, but I mean, that's just if you're not taking any damage, obviously. It's just because they're so mobile. You can really take Titans down pretty easily. Like, if you are a pilot, you obviously don't want to run right in front of someone's mech. That's pretty much a death sentence. But you can take one down fairly easily either by just jumping on it or just shooting it with a few rockets that you have. So, I mean, they're strong and they definitely can change how the game plays. I've definitely had a few games where I just felt like I was doing absolutely garbage. I just felt like that game was like, well, I'm not going to upload this, it's horrible, and then for some reason I get into a mech and start doing godlike. So, I mean, it can be the other way around. You could be doing really good, then get into a mech and just play terribly. So it's definitely something that changes the flow of the game and does add to it, but... yeah, when you punch someone in a mech, you definitely send them quite a ways away. I've punched someone and sent them off a cliff before, which is pretty interesting.
Now, here's what I'm wondering. At least, I don't know, I guess from my not playing standpoint, that it doesn't really make any sense, but like, you have that shield thing that catches...
This was a little bit of a mistake to try to shoot this guy as I'm falling out of the sky. Like, one of those bullets hit him, and he's like, oh, there he is. What were you saying?
The shield thing that catches the bullets and everything. Now I understand with a rocket, how if you catch a rocket in something like that and send it back, sure, it'll explode, I guess. What the hell are the bullets gonna do except, like, bounce off? You'd have to send it back with, like, such extreme force, but then again, it's a video game, so why am I complaining?
How does kicking someone in the anus kill them instantly? I mean, don't question it.
Again, I refer you to Bulletstorm.
That game is,
I never played it. I really wanted to, though.
I'll be honest, I mean, it wasn't a bad game. Also, questionable decision-making.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it necessarily wasn't a bad game, but...
It wasn't a diamond.
It's the fact that they made it so
Goofy?
cover heavy is really frustrating. Like the movement was slow. It felt like Gears of War with a weird twist to it. And if I didn't have to constantly keep ducking behind cover and had it be fast-paced the entire game, it would have been so much better. So that's something that also really annoyed me about Bulletstorm in general. I mean, this is made by the same guys that made Painkiller. So I'm expecting this fast-paced type thing, and then that comes along, and you know, you can kind of see where the inspiration is, but it's not really the same.
You know, I actually didn't know it was made by the people that made Painkiller.
The people that made Painkiller kind of split up into two different studios.
That's right. I remember you saying that. And then, like, the people that were left made they made the new Painkiller, didn't they?
No. They had nothing to do with the newer Painkillers.
Oh, okay.
They split into two different studios. One of the side of the studios went on to make your generic Coverfest Gears of War, which is where Judgment came along. The other guys went to make Shadow Warrior.
That's what it was.
So,
Shadow Warrior.
Yeah, Shadow Warrior is a really fun game. I really have to say, I do like it. And, you know, I like old-fashioned shooters where, you know, you run a million miles an hour, you jump all over the place, and it's fun. But I don't know, I kind of prefer, like, the early to mid-2000 shooters, like, say, Fear 1, where that's kind of really where I started getting more into shooters, in Half-Life 1. Like, that's what I'm more used to, and that's what I prefer. So, even though people are kind of old-fashioned, they like the old stuff too, I personally would have liked Shadow Warrior more than, say, what was the other game they made with the robots everywhere? They made another game that was very much so like Painkiller. It was same movement, same everything, except for you're shooting robots. If people will know what I'm talking about when I just mentioned it. It was a pretty good game.
Something.
Hard Reset. That's what it was.
There we go.
It was a great game. Maybe the same people, and it felt the same. But I welcome the change into Shadow Warrior. I just don't welcome the change into Gears of War.
Yeah, I'm actually fairly done with games like that, but I was never really all that into them to begin with, so I guess I can't really speak much there.
So yeah, final things to say about Titanfall. Like I said, if you want a casual game to have fun, don't be afraid to go get it, but if you're looking for something that's not Call of Duty with mechs, you're not going to get it here. Because it's literally just Call of Duty with mechs, and I've said that before. Don't listen to hype. Never do. That will always leave you disappointed. The last time I actually got hyped about a game and it ended up being good was like Half-Life 2.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. Because the last game I actually got hyped about was Halo 4, and you saw how that ended.
God.
Anyway, there's been some Titanfall. Hope you enjoyed it, and later.